man, excuse me. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to put together the practice horizontal V. So this pop-up mechanism is really pretty cool, and it's actually one of the easiest one to do. So when you open it up, that's what the horizontal V does. So this is the sheet for it. This is all going to be cut off, and this is garbage. And the directions for this are cut along the solid lines, and then that's a little solid line too, and then fold the dotted lines. And then you've got these two glue tabs, and they're going to be glued here and here. When you're doing these, it's important to make sure that your folds and your cuts are as accurate as possible, because if they're not, the slightest mistake will cause the mechanism, the pop-up part, to not work. Angles are really important. So in the diagonal box that you guys are going to do, angles are really, really important. More important than they are for this one. But even with this one, it's important to make sure that your angles from the center, that this angle and this angle are at the same angle from the center. If one is slightly more, acute or obtuse than the other one, I'm impressed that I pulled those words out, but if one is more acute or obtuse than the other angle, it's not going to fold properly. Your crease on your horizontal V is going to be like off center. It's going to be crooked, and it's not going to open properly. So and for this, I'm cutting with an X-Acto knife on a cutting mat. If you want, you can use scissors for this. I would recommend using white glue, just a little bit. For this demonstration, I'm using a glue stick, and I did the other two already, and I regret my decision to use a glue stick. I hate glue sticks. They don't work. So this, like I said, this is going to be the card part of it, or the outside of the pop-up. And when I fold, I'm going to fold this way first so that I can see the dotted line as I fold. Once I have the crease in the paper, it's going to be really easy to fold it the other way, doing the same thing. I said it in the other two videos, and I'm going to say in this one. Paper has a really good memory, so when you wrinkle up a piece of paper, you can't unwrinkle it. Like, you can flatten it out. I can unfold this piece of paper, but I can't uncrease this piece of paper. So that crease is there forever until this paper is ground up and recycled or whatever. So I'm gonna really iron that in. Another a thing that you can do is, if you have a Sharpie or a pencil or a pen or something, like if you want to really iron that crease in, you can take that and kind of press along that line or along that fold rather. So now that it's folded this way, I need it to fold the other way actually, so I'm just going to swing it back. It's really easy to do that. So here's actually my horizontal V piece, and I've cut that. That's important to make that cut. So I'm going to fold it in half first. Never mind. Don't mind my faces. I make funny faces sometimes when I'm working on stuff. I think I mentioned in the next video too. So I'm gonna put those folds. I'm gonna fold this, and I'm being really, what's the word? Conscientious. Really careful. I'm paying very close attention to make sure that the folds that I fold are right on the line. Because if they're not, if they're even a little bit off, I'm going to be wrestling with this. So there's one. Here's the next fold. And on your copies, you can see like the light pencil line that I originally drew, that I originally measured when I was making these templates. So here's my horizontal V piece, and what I'm going to do is now another important thing is that when I glue this, here's the fold right here. That fold, that fold absolutely has to line up. I'll show you the back so that you can see the dotted lines. That fold absolutely has to line up perfectly with this fold. So I'm going to take this glue stick, smear it on where it says glue here, and then I'm going to have these pointing forward. Sometimes it helps to, like if I wasn't recording this, I would actually stand up so that I can get a better top-down view of this. I'm just going to glue that down like that. So I made sure that this fold on that piece lines up with that line that I have there. Because like I said, if it doesn't, I measured those lines that I put. So now it should fold together, and it's sticking out a little bit, but that's not the problem. That's not a big deal. The important thing is that it opens up properly. So from the front, that's what it looks like, and it folds together with no problem. So that's how to do the horizontal V. And good luck.